Flag is such an important exercise. So each squadron gets to come here so infrequently, but we are the high readiness squadron for the Royal Air Force right now. Our job is to be ready to go anywhere, to do anything at very short notice. So this is the best training environment for us to hone our skills, and it's a fabulous privilege to work across the Australian flight line as well, which you can see behind you. And as a fighter pilot myself, to see this many aeroplanes on a bit of concrete is wonderful. But more than happy to take any questions or show you around the aeroplane. I hope it's going to be 947 because that's the one with my name on it, so I can show off a little bit. But you're welcome to ask anything you like.
Can you talk a little bit about your role in Red Flag? What weapons are you simulating?
Yeah, sure. So Typhoon comes with a really wide-ranging and exquisite bunch of weapons. Primarily amongst that is Meteor, which is our beyond visual range missile, and that's a very long range, very high speed to rocket. So that's making a really big impact out here. We also carry AMRAAM as well, and we're capable of Storm Shadow cruise missiles for standoff, and Paveway 4 and Brimstone, which is a derivative of Hellfire. So we bring with us a kind of a big all-round weapons capability, but we are still a 4th plus gen aircraft, so a big part of this for us is learning to integrate with the 5th gen, and when we can help them go and dominate the airspace both from an air and ground threat point of view.
How do you communicate with F-35, F-22?
Well, we have ground, we have radio, and we're also Link 16.
Do you do Link 16?
Sorry, to get your background idea, what's your name?
Okay, yeah, I'm Wing Commander Kevin Turret. I'm OC2 Squadron, so Officer Commanding 2 Squadron. So I've been in a job for about 12 months, been Tornado time as well. I did a F-18 exchange with the Australians for 3 years, so I've been around the block and done quite a lot of interoperability. It's nice to be back here and hearing an Aussie accent as well as an American.
So with your 4th 4.5 generation aircraft, but you're coming up against 5th generation aggressors.
Yeah.
How are you getting after that threat? Does your E-scan radar help a lot? How are you?
Yeah, so I mean the really important thing that was touched on in the press conference that we're finding on all of the goes is that there's no one aircraft that can dominate the threat. So it's all about working together as a team. So we bring capability that 5th gen potentially can't because they need to signature manage or they need to do what 5th gen does. So we bring an opportunity in terms of punch. So we can carry the weapons. Typhoon has some exceptionally powerful engines, so high speed and high altitude, which gives us big weapon throw as well. It means that we can help the 5th gen and we can cover some of their vulnerability in terms of the weapon load and the like because they need to maintain what they need to do. So we are able to provide an important kinetic punch into the coalition.
Can you expand specifically on Meteor? How Meteor helps with the really long range scenarios that we're looking at here?
Yeah, exactly. So obviously standoff is so important in terms of managing your survivability. So if you can bring lethality and survivability together, and that's what Meteor allows us to do. It allows us to sit at ranges which gives us an enhanced survivability, and that gives us the opportunity to kill at range.
Was your unit involved in any surge to Eastern Europe within the past year?
Yeah,
talk a little bit about that experience and how is that maybe shaping future operations?
Yeah, sure. So, I mean, the last 12 months, for my squadron in particular, we spent the first 4 months in OIR out in Syria and Iraq. Then we came, also during that period was the Russian invasion of Ukraine. So from Cyprus, where we've got our forward operating base for OIR, we were also flying regularly into Southern Europe doing combat air patrols on NATO's southern flank. And then on recovery back to RFS South in Scotland, we were then flying long-range missions into Northern Europe and the Baltics to do combat air patrols as well. So our year has been dominated by ops, which is why Red Flag's so important, because we don't get the opportunity to train as much as we would like because we're busy on operations. So coming here and refreshing our high-end warfighting skills has been fantastic.
Sorry. Next is
Senior Airman King Meeks from 354th Bulldogs out of Davis Monthan at Tucson, Arizona. This right here is the A-10. This is aircraft 712, 78, 712.
Talk to us about why you're here.
We're here to support Red Flag. Usually we always end up doing a flag exercise in Nellis every once in a while. Right now we're here for Red Flag. Last year we were here for Green Flag outdoor eventments over there. We're here supporting, air-to-air combat training. We're out here with
How many jets did you race?
brought 10 jets. Let's see.
What else? Tell us a couple fun facts about the A-10.
A couple fun facts. So the A-10 actually holds a little over 1,000 rounds of ammunition, 30 mic. It can blow all that off in about, a minute or so. It's got 11 pylons, so this thing carries a whole lot of hate, tell you what. The thing's pretty survivable. It's got a titanium bathtub up in there. Got a lot of options for if something fails, pilot can survive and, continue flying, get it safe to come back down. It's an old titanium bathtub. The bathtub in the cockpit underneath the seat, so if the pilot's taking gunfire, he has a higher chance of survivability.
Any other questions for Airman?
Please, any questions? Have these all been re-winged? They have the new wings. Most of these aircraft have the new wings. Some of them don't. It's our sister AMU that sadly is the one falling behind.
Are you guys working kind of non-stop throughout something like Red Flag? Is it just like go 24/7?
Well, we got a 3-shift op, so it's 24/7. Everybody's, one shift's moving, the next shift roll in, shift after that.
Gotcha.
I happen to come in at 4 in the morning.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, no stranger to that. I love night shift.
Nice.
That's based on
I'm Major Jeremy Wright. I'm the Assistant Detachment Commander for the 71st Rescue Squadron. And we also have the 71st Rescue Generation Squadron represented out here. This is the HC-130J Combat King II. It's the Air Force's only dedicated fixed-wing personnel recovery platform. And we're super excited to be here at Red Flag 23-1. I'm definitely happy to answer any questions that you guys have going forward.
When there's a personnel recovery mission, these are guys that
Nice to meet you, David. Yep. That's certainly an option. We trained all different scenarios, so primarily in the places that we're operating right now, right? A rotary wing recovery vehicle is usually the primary recovery option, but we can definitely land on, small, narrow, short, unprepared services, and especially if someone's in a critical condition, we fly a lot faster than a helicopter can. So yeah, there's definitely an option that we have for sure.
Will you be doing any of those kinds of landings here, like on a dirt runway?
Absolutely, yeah. Thankfully, Nellis does a lot of unprepared surfaces out here in the desert for us to land on. So that's one of the reasons we love coming out here is we get an opportunity to train to that primary mission. So yeah.
Do you have different avionics? Do you have different equipment?
So it essentially starts from the factory as a regular C-130J. We call it a slick C-130J, if you will. And as you noticed exactly from the outside, we'll throw the helicopter air-to-air refueling pods on the outside. That's what you see, the external-most pods. The inside, those are external fuel pods, so some of the C-130Js, slick models have those now, some of them don't. And then everything else, yeah, is essentially on the inside. What sets us apart, the HC-130 specifically, is our LARS radio, Lightweight Airborne Recovery System radio, which allows us to talk to survival radios on the ground. The guys, the fighter-type guys will carry one of those in their vests, and then we have a special radio that can speak directly to those to help us find them on the ground. Other than that, we have an electro-optical infrared sensor on the front, or the EOA AIRBOYD. You can see it kind of hanging over there off the nose. That's a pretty unique system for us. And then we can also receive gas in the air. So on top, there's a port that will allow a boom to connect from a tanker. So the regular slick C-130Js, if you will, don't have that capability either. So those are the kind of the primary differences equipment-wise that sets us apart.
Why do HCs and MCs have the light colored paint at the bottom, where regular C?
Yeah, so that's a good point too. The paint job's all different. This is, I guess, a tactical paint job, if you will. It's supposed to look a little more nondescript, stand out a little bit less. You can see like all the paint is subdued. The MAGCOM badge, the tail number, the tail flash is all subdued paint. Yeah. We don't have a big American flag, full color American flag on the tail like the slicks do. So that's the primary reason.
So do you do a lot of night training and NVGs?
Absolutely, yes, yeah. I would say probably the majority of our training is done at night under night vision goggles. We can do 500-foot modified contour flying in the mountains, so we do literally flying in and around the mountains 500 feet above the ground.
Do you have like a terrain
using
following
NVGs.
radar?
We don't, unfortunately. It's all the Mark 1 eyeball. We do have a terrain mapping radar, a ground mapping radar. But no TFTA, unfortunately, for us.
So